She has a starring role in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and she has more than 150 acting titles to her credit: Monk, CSI, Ugly Betty, Grey's Anatomy, just to name a few. Isabel Sadek talked to her about the big Emmy win.
Being a woman in the 50s meant anything but being the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Strong, independent, and, of course, marvelous are all the words that describe the woman on the show. Caroline Aaron, aka the real Mrs. Maisel, lets us in on the theme of woman empowerment in the hit TV show, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. The show centers around a housewife in the 50s who becomes a well-known comedian after she finds out her husband was having an affair. Caroline goes on to explain how rare this was for women to do in that day and age.
You know, she came of age in a time where women didn't work. So what was she supposed to do with that hunger, that ambition? And once, you know, her marriage blew up, she thought, okay, I'm just going to go for it. And so it's really the story of her emerging into the world. It's reminiscent, I think, of a lot of early female comics who broke through. Joan Rivers and people like that, where she was a housewife when Joan Rivers started. She would go on the Tonight Show, she'd have on little cocktail dresses and wear pearls, and not like, you know, today. Gender doesn't seem to determine as many things as it did then. The idea of a woman working was just, it was just not done, especially if you had children. And so that's one of the things that makes it really exciting, is to see, you know, to see her come from this larva of being a 50s housewife into this butterfly of this really talented performer. I see a lot of women characters on TV, but they're never confident. They're victims in some way. Either they have a bad boyfriend, or they don't get along with their parents, and this is a woman that has the confidence to, you know, to follow her dream. Surround yourself with people that support you. I think that's the best thing that you can possibly do. Because it's a hard slog, and it's hard going, and you really need a support system. And that's what's so incredible about the character in the show, is there really isn't a support system, because she's breaking new ground. She's the lone voice at that time. But that's what I would say, is absolutely go for it. Just make sure you have a good backup people all around you to catch you when you feel like you're gonna fall.
Want to see more of Caroline? Check out her newest project, Call Waiting Movie, now available on Amazon Prime.